Okay, let's get started. Now we are discuss about the Poetics by Aristotle. Critical summary and comment. Section 1. Chapter 3. The manner of imitation, narrative or dramatic, etymology of drama and origin of drama. A third difference in this art is in the manner in which each object is represented, given both the same means and the same kind of object for imitation. One may either speak at one moment in narrative and at another in an assumed character, as Homer does, or one may remain the same throughout without any such charge, any such change, or the imitator may represent the whole story dramatically, though they were actually doing the thing described. The general In general, the objects of imitation are human beings in action. Men performing are experiencing something the basic objects of imitation in human nature acting are being acted upon. It's to be noted that human beings in action seems more appropriate to narrative poetry or dramatic poetry, where acting is more obviously represented in the sense that Aristotle's uses actions everything that expresses the mental life or will rational personality doll fall under this larger sense of action. Such action may be assumed summed up in a particular mode or a given situations. Human actions implies all that constitutes the inward and is essentially activity of the soul. The agent of action higher or lower than average. These men whose actions and experience are the objects of imitation in poetry may be either better or worse or the same as they are in real life. It's to be noted that though Aristotle mentions the third alternatives and gives an example from painting he does not go into the detail. He dealt really with the first two alternatives. The poetry he is discuss imitates man either as being better than in real life or as being worse. Big remarks. It's clear from this that Aristotle is not the opinion that imitation is mere reproductions involves. It involves create imagination. Poetry is thus made out to be a creative process which can represent man as ideal or heroic. It may also represent man as ridiculous by exaggerating their faults and weakness. In other words, they may be idealized or caricatured. The differences between tragedy and comedy. The differences between tragedy and comedies lies in how the agent of action are represented, whether they are of the higher type or the lower type. Tragedy idealized, for example, presented man as being but than average. Comedy present man as lower than average or caricatures them, representing man as above and below what is found in life can only be done through the exercises of creative imagination. It's an imitation of the imaginative conceptions. Poetry is thus made out to be concerned with what the imagination can conceive of and not with the exact reality of appearance. The difference in the manner of imitations. The third difference between the art lie in the manner of imitation. Different art imitates object in different manners. There can be three modes of imitations. The poet may be imitated through the medium of narrative at one moment and at another in an assumed character, as Homer does. He may remain the same throughout the poem. The whole story may be represented dramatically in the form of an actions involving different persons. As we said at the beginning, therefore, the difference in the imitation of these arts come under three head. Their means, their object, and their manners, so that as an imitator's Sophocles will be on one side Homer, both portraying good men, and on another to Aristophanes, since both present their personages as acting and doing. This, in fact, according to some, is the reason for play being termed dramas, because in a play personages act out the story. Okay, do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.